Welcome back to the Midday Report, the Good Friday edition. It's time now for a quick look at what's been trending on social media this week. And I'm very pleased to be joined in studio by our very own SABC Multimedia News producer, Mr. Motloung. A very good Friday to you.
Good Friday, Alicia. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, but we're working. Look, let's get straight to it. The national hashtag National Day of Action. On Wednesday, the opposition parties took to the streets, amassed a lot of people to take part in the demonstrations for President Jacob Zuma to step down. What were people saying on social media?
Alicia, as you know, it was a mass gathering of South Africans who were trying to voice out their grievances with the current government. I mean, according to the police, over 100,000 people came out that day to support this march in Pretoria. It started at Church Square in the morning. When we got there, it was still a small group, EFF members, but as the day went on, you started seeing people from the UDF coming in, you started seeing people from the ADCP coming in, all these other parties. COPE was also there, so it was a sea of red, but you also had the other colors like your blues and stuff. But moving on to social media and what people are saying, I mean, you had there were mixed reactions. I mean, there were people saying that it's a racist movement, but I mean, like these are the pictures that came through from the protest. People were saying enough is enough. These are the 100,000 people who came out to support the movement. As you can see, there was a coffin that
got burned actually at the Union buildings.
Yes, you had so much, but overall it was peaceful. I mean, I didn't see any scuffling with the police compared to the previous march that we saw last week Friday when the ANC Youth League tried to move to the DA movement, but this one was rather peaceful.
So no, the total shutdown, I mean, we do understand, like businesses, even banks were letting you know, the employees go out and strike at this day, so it was a bit of a total shutdown. So what were people saying about that, the fact that South Africa had to come to a standstill for people to go out there and march?
I mean, I wish I could show some of the tweets and what people were saying.
Maybe read one or two there for us.
I can read one or two for us, and this one is from Trendz talking about the rain. He said, then it rains, there it goes, then it rains as if commuters do not have enough problems, talking about the bus strike also on the day. This National Day of Action, remember this day as there are moments of my generation, cry my beloved South Africa, Zuma must fall. This was seen a lot on social media that day. National Day of Action, as we say no to kleptocracy and corruption, amandla. These are some of the tweets that were just coming through, but when we looked at the Trendz map, Twitter Trendz map, this topic was actually generating traffic in London, it was generating traffic in New York, and we've seen that those cities are starting to talk about what's happening in South Africa. But London, for one, there was also a protest there.
Even in New York there was a protest.
So South Africa is a global village, it's part of the global village now. We are not secluded anymore.
But I mean, let's move on to something else that you know, kept us talking in terms of the social media trends. Now, it was Chris Honey's 24th death anniversary this week, and President Jacob Zuma said that last week's nationwide marches against him being in the leadership position were actually acts of racism. We were just talking about that, and a lot of people were having quite mixed reviews, and we were even talking about this last week. So what were they saying in relation to this?
There were mixed reactions when it came to social media, but we did ask a poll on social media saying, do you support this march? Out of 1,500 people who voted, 82% of them said yes, they supported, 18% of them said no. However, the president's sentiments were surrounded around the graphics or the pictures that were shown at this march. I mean, there's a picture that we have of a woman holding a banana. I mean, the connotation in South Africa is different. I mean, you can say it's a banana republic from your understanding of what it is, but in the black culture, we've always been, it's always been a derogatory term for us, I mean, compared to monkeys and stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw a tweet also, a woman saying that, you know, this is what happened when you actually had have local wildlife ruling the country. And it actually sparked a lot of interest from the majority. And that's why a lot of people are saying this is more racist than it is for the good cause. From the word-go, people were already saying it was racist because there was a narrative that was released in media that it is a white march against Jacob Zuma. It is a DA march against Jacob Zuma. But as Maimani came out and said, it's no longer just, DA is no longer just the white party, it's a party of different people. And even on Friday, we did see a different mix of people who were coming out, Indians, white and coloreds. But these are some of the tweets that came out. Last week's marches were motivated by racism, and that's according to Zuma. What is he going to say about tomorrow's marches? That was at Sakina Kamwendo from Mangaliso Ngobo. What are they also saying now? There's another tweet here. Zuma says last week's marches, anti-Zuma march had undertones of racism, yet there were more blacks protesting than white people. Very interesting indeed. So let's leave it there for that, because here is another racial, there's a big one. Another racial aspect that actually surmised from this whole Zuma's cabinet reshuffle. Zapiro came under fire for his latest cartoon. He did. Very quickly now. We're out of time. What are people saying? Cool. I mean, in 2016, about 50,000 people were raped in South Africa. So the narrative on social media was that we cannot make metaphor of sexual abuse that women are facing. And there were a lot of activists that came out talking about the black body and how it is perceived in a very white structured society. I had tweets here from Oliver Myth, who's a rape survivor, who said rape is a violent crime that should not be recognized as just at #Zapiro. And he also went on to say using the words out of original context diminishes and belittles the actual crime. So people were really not happy. But he did come out and he said it was a metaphor, but social media bashed him. All right, okay. Now, unfortunately, we're going to talk about the U.S. dropping America's most powerful nuclear bomb, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. But thank you so much. Go ahead and enjoy all the 7 colors on Good Friday. That was Mr. Motloung, SABC digital news producer, talking to us about some of the trends that have been trending on our digital news front this week. Go out on our website. What is that website again? Do tell us. It's www.sabc.com/news, and yeah, look at everything there. All right, and you also get an update of what's happening in and around the country as, of course, some people celebrate Easter Fridays. Okay.